Welcome back to Shape Your Life. As mentioned earlier, we are currently commemorating 16 days of activism against the abuse of women and children. Now, as country duty, we spoke to Anthony Hoffer from Cobra Defense Academy to find out how you can defend yourself against an attacker. Anthony, thank you so much for your time and joining us on Shape Your Life.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Please give me the background and what makes Cobra self-defense systems so unique.
Well, Cobra kind of goes back a bit. Was started in 2002 by a guy called Chris Sutton, and he really developed the program in the patrol car. A patrol car. You know, he was a police officer. He's worked in the corrections facility. This is not a martial art. This is what happens out in the street. So not all of it is learning how to fight, and a lot of it is developed around the awareness of self-defense. And we say that it's 80% of self-defense is the awareness or being able to avoid it in the first place. Cobra literally covers the whole range of self-defense.
When many people think of self-defense, they think of martial arts, they think of getting in there and you're punching, you're kicking. It's very, co-attack driven.
Yes.
And that could often put you in a worse stead in a particular situation. What are your thoughts on that?
I come from martial arts. I've been doing martial arts for 30 years, so it's my background. But when we started to step into the self-defense arena, we realized that it is an art. But self-defense takes components of some of the martial arts, and they make it into a system that is easy to learn, so that the average person can come and learn effective self-defense even within a few hours. So it's something that is really simple to understand. You know, we have to understand there's a lot of psychology in self-defense.
Yes. But when it comes to self-defense, in South Africa we're dealing with extremely violent crimes, not just against women and children, but also some men also become victims, when they get attacked and robbed. Yes. But let's focus on the women and the children for now. Yeah. When it comes to working with them, do you have a different approach in giving them skills when it comes to self-defense?
Absolutely. I think the approach to the children, number one, kids have a definite responsibility and a role in self-defense, and they can't really just expect mom and dad to be the couple that handles the conflict. They need to go through the drills, even as kids, and we do it in a way that kids understand. So we do it in a fun environment where we engage them into the family, and we turn it into a fun drill and exercise. And we really only have to do that 2 or 3 times, and the kids understand it. It's the same thing in a motor vehicle. If the mom gets hijacked and she's got the kids in the back seat of the car, has she ever been through, depending on the age of the kid, has she ever been through a scenario where she's had to explain that if this happens, this is what you need to do? So the approach with kids is obviously very different to adults. And when we do training with women, we have to be able to teach women from a confidence level that don't think that because you're a woman you can't do this or you don't have the strength. It's not all about brute strength. It's also about using your head.
There are also many tools and apparatuses out there that are for sale everywhere, and a lot of the corporates like to give these things away as corporate gifts to their employees. I'm talking about the pepper sprays, the stun guns, and those kinds of things. What are your thoughts on this, and is it a realistic tool to utilize in self-defense?
It is, but here's the trick with it. We'll talk about pepper sprays, for example. I think they're great things to have on them. But to have one in your handbag or in the cubby hole of the car, first of all, you need to have it ready. So often we don't have the time, if we're faced with a conflict, to be able to search for it, or maybe it was under the seat or on the door of the car or in your handbag or in the cubby hole of the car. So you don't have the time to find the item. You've literally got to be prepared. I would say that they're useful if you know how to use them and you know when to use them, and it's got to be available.
What are your final few tips to people out there that are just looking for quick pearls when it comes to self-defense?
We look at the things that criminals want. The 3 things that they always want is either your body, i.e. rape, your possessions like your cell phone or your vehicle, or your life. We have to understand as well is that there are 3 things again that criminals always have control of, and we call it the TPM, the time, place, and method of attack. So we have to think about the time, place, and method. And if you were going somewhere one night and you went to an area that you never knew, would you take maybe 3 minutes of planning to see where you're going, maybe where is the nearest police station if you had to get to it? So it's a little bit of planning, and this is mostly where people fall short.
You know, what I love is that you've given us the theory, and later on you're going to show us the practical application of that theory. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Talking about self-defense is one thing. Seeing it in action is another. We asked Anthony to do a short demo on how one can get themselves out of trouble. Take a look.
Alright, so what we want to start with here is we're going to be doing a demonstration of a very common thing that a lot of guys do, is to be able to, they will grab the woman and take them somewhere, wherever they may want to take them. It might be out of a club. The first thing you have to learn is how do you get out of this grip as fast as possible. Okay, so there's a few things that you've got to do. So what we want to show you is, first of all, we have a grip, and with a guy that's got a big strong hand, okay, it's very difficult to just pull your way out of it. So as a quick look, we've got the thumb and we've got 4 fingers. So this is the weakest part of my grip, okay? And you are going to be pulling up and breaking that single thumb grip, okay? So we have to learn how to do that, because you can't pull up and you can't resist it. All right, we want to learn how to get out of this grip, to break that grip off as hard as possible, using not only one arm but being able to use your other hand. So if we do this slowly, what I'm going to show you is, first of all, you make a fist. So you've got a nice strong grip. You're going to take this hand and you're going to drive that elbow underneath like that and break that grip off. Okay, so now that's not all that's going to happen. As a follow-up, immediately as I start to pull you, you're going to stabilize yourself on your feet, you're going to grab your arm, pull up, and you're going to kick me in the shin. And if I show you on this foot, you're going to be using the inside of that shin on the softest part of my shin. So you're going to drive that foot into my shin as fast and as hard as you can as you pull out, as you come off the grip. So what that's going to do is, I don't know if you've ever had a shoe being hammered into your shin. It's really, really sore, okay? And my first reaction is normally, to grab my shin like that. That's enough for you to create the space so that you can run. So now what we're going to do is, I'm going to grab you, I'm going to pull, and make sure I'm going to grab you really hard, because this is what the street is like. It's not going to be easy peasy. We need you to get out of this, and I need you to hammer my shin. I've got to feel it. Okay, are you ready? Come on with me. Come. Alright, good. So the next thing is, when women are going to get strangled. Okay. So we have a situation where you don't have much time to struggle with somebody's hands on their throat. You have probably 5 or 6 seconds at most where I would grab you by the throat. Okay, you need to get out of that as quickly as possible. So what we're going to do is, and if I was a guy strangling you in the middle of an area, I'd probably want to grab you so that I can pin you against the wall and get my body weight behind you. So with her hands free, both thumbs into my eyes, okay, pushing those thumbs right into my eyes, okay. So I would release the grip. Here's the thing, okay, the focus is to get these hands released as quickly as possible. So by her putting both her thumbs, her hands are free. As I release it, you've got a knee kick to the groin, and you could be following up with an open hand strike to the face. You need to get me off so that you can escape. Alright, so let's bring you out here. We play it as a real life scenario, and my aim is to strangle you. I come up and I grab you and I push you to the wall. Hands back in the groin, and you hammer away. You've learned the palm strike. Let's do that again. Alright, so Stormy's standing here. And I'll come up to her and I'll grab her by the throat, push her to the wall, and she goes. That's exactly what you've got to do. All right.
That's all we have for you for today. Don't forget, you can keep in touch with us via email on shapeyourlife@ann7.com with all your health-related queries, feedback and topic suggestions. From me, Ronald Avergy and the team, goodbye.